What's happening, YouTube? It's your homie S. Dot coming back to you with Game 2 of the rematch from the PPG Orlando tournament. Wave 5 updated for both of our decks. David Burgos playing as Orange-Black Pierce Madness, and myself playing Galaxy Prime updated with Night Racer, and then David Burgos' deck updated with taking out Barrage for Fangry. And keep in mind, again, this is Game 2. I forget if I chose to go first or second, but we will. Oh, okay, I decided to go second here this time around. And Burgos is going to start off with attacking with Lionizer. 100% of the time, you're going to attack with Lionizer. And the idea behind that is, especially if you have ready for action, you just easily ready for action him the next turn and then get another attack out of it. And, you want it to get KO'd. This deck is very good at directing your opponent's attacks, where it wants it to go. Because he also plays Immerse in Shadow as well. So he can sincerely kind of keep his best guy protected, being Demolisher or Fangry, it's debatable, alive as long as possible. So Lionizer is going to get a giant attack onto Flame War, and I remember back from the Pro Play Games Invitational back in January that he always attacked my Flame War, so that's one reason why I made him go first, because I know him as a player that he was going to attack my Flame War. And there's argument that you should attack Prime first, but I also think that if Flame War is not damaged like she is now, that she's able to block again and give my Prime more time to set up. So I have a really good card, probably one of my top 2 cards out of this set, and that's a Tripwire. Tripwire is a really strong blues action. It does 1 damage to an enemy, and then if it has 5 stars or less, you tap it. So automatically taking away an attack from him. Keep in mind, even if all your I'll take that back. If all your opponent's bots are tapped, you have to attack them all. But effectively taking away an attack from him and having his Fangry or Demolisher having to attack earlier than they need to is very strong. So the only way that he is able to out this situation and not have to tackle with a character early is with ready for action. So if he has ready for action, he's in a really good spot. And lo and behold, he does have the ready for action. So already this game is getting off to a crazy start with a back and forth and him having an answer to my answer, because otherwise he was going to have to attack in with Fangry. So he's going to get another decent attack in. Well, maybe not decent. It probably looks like 4 or 5 Pierce 4. Or excuse me, 4 Pierce 4 probably. Yeah, bigger they are pretty much. Okay, which is still solid. So still very solid in the end. His board state looks like what it would have without the ready for action if I didn't have Tripwire, so it has forced him to use it. I mean, he was going to use the ready for action no matter what, right? And the only thing that would have changed then is he would have had his Vanguard still untapped. So, but at this point though, I'm able to potentially kill the Vanguard. So I'm hoping. Okay, so I have Arm Hovercraft, but the Arm Hovercraft isn't as good here, unfortunately, because I need to do 2 damage to the Vanguard, and I can't get any direct damage on it due to the Hollow Matter Projector. Keep in mind, Hollow Matter Projector is a solo green icon card from Wave 5 Titan Master's Attack, and it gives 1 defense to the character, and it reads that the upgraded character cannot take non-attack damage from your opponent's cards. So 1-shot stand, 1-shot fall, any direct damage. Now moving damage is different. So like Horrible, when he flips to all mode and passes the damage over. Same with Slipstream, same with Windsweeper. They all move damage over to the enemy character. So those will still be able to be affected by the Hollow Matter Projector. And as I'm commentating here, you can see Burgos showing the Tripwire, because I was shocked that he had 3 defense. I went to attack with Flame War expecting to at least get 1 damage on it, and he says 3, and I'm like, 3? How do you have 3? And he actually sided in Tripwire himself, which is actually very powerful against my deck, being that I have 2 characters that are 5 stars. So not just the 1, he only has 1 character I can target right now, being the Vanguard, and I can target the Parsec later in the game. But yeah, if I once I finally KO the Fangry, which won't be like super late in the game. So him siding in Tripwire is gonna there's really nothing I can do about it, but it just makes me aware that he is playing Tripwire. So it's not like I can really attack with like I'm gonna be attacking with my 5 stars before I attack with Optimus in this matchup. In other matchups, like in other control matchups, you will attack with Prime second a lot of times, but so it's going to counter Espionage this turn. He's going to have to attack with one of his good characters. Looks like probably Demolisher. And yeah, because he wants the Fangry to be able to get the most out of it with his bolt, or activate his bolt 3 on my Prime. So he calls, I'm not sure exactly what he called, but clearly my card is still on the field, so I'm good. Hold the line. Hold the line is going to not do a whole bunch of this turn. It's going to heal my character, and I can only take 6 damage from his Demolisher, being that Demolisher has 6 stars. So I would die anyway if he ended up having 6 Pierce 6, because even with the heal Flame War goes down to 5. So, but luckily I ended up surviving the attack anyway, so it ended up working out. Got a couple greens here for options. That pocket processor is definitely going to do me very well, so I'm probably going to get that pocket processor and kind of bank on. You can see reprocess on the top of his deck. Doesn't look like he got it, so he doesn't really value me, especially getting the pocket processor, or the him seeing me get pocket processor and then him flipping reprocess. You know, now the way the sequences work is the turn player has to get their green first. So if you have the bashing shield for your green and you see I have sparring gear, and it's like, okay, I'm not, you say, let's say you want to say you don't want to get your bashing shield, then if I go get my sparring gear for my green flip, you can't say, oh, okay, well, you know what, I am going to get this bashing shield. You can't say that afterwards. It's like a turn player priority thing, so you have to get your green first. If you pass priority to get any of your greens, you cannot get any type of selection to get your greens afterwards. So I do end up grabbing the pocket processor. I get rid of that armed hovercraft. I do and don't care about it. For one, I'm like really exhausted for my my hand value right now. I didn't like have a mission briefing or anything to get a couple more cards in my hand to have a selection for my greens or anything like that. So I think I value the batons more than the hovercraft here, because I do need to be able to have an answer for his Lionizer weapon. He's gonna always probably get one good attack out of Lionizer, and after that, I need to make sure I deal with it. Well, I say that. I take that back. A lot of times, even when he attacks with Fangry with the Saber, I may have like a turn or two before he attacks with the Fangry again, unless he just goes like straight in with the Fangry after everybody stands, which usually doesn't happen. But I do need to have an answer for it. So I draw the 3 cards. You know I have a batons and a what you call it in my hand. Now I made a play here, which was another mistake that I realized during the game. So I flipped Optimus, and the reason why I flipped Optimus here is because I had two energy packs in my scrap pile already. Yeah, I had 2 energy packs in my scrap pile already, so I really underestimated just having the chance of flipping to 1, and it was an even bigger mistake, because it's like, well, I've done that even in grind games where I need to sincerely hit energy pack, and it's like, I hope I hit the 1, but here I just like, oh, I'm not gonna hit it, and lo and behold, if you look at my flips, I hit an energy pack and an Energon Axe, so I would have hit the last energy pack before a cycle, and yeah. I'm definitely salty to myself at this point, because there's another misstep of second guessing myself and just really thinking that my deck's not going to come through for me when it should. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't, you know, and so I mean, but there was no matter what though, that was an incorrect play. I shouldn't have flipped, and because I had one more energy pack in my deck, you kind of want to hit any other upgrade, but for the most part, through the cycles of your deck, while you have energy pack in your deck, you want to keep Optimus in bot mode, even if you have the opportunity to flip him back to alt mode. If anything, I really should have flipped Flame War to alt mode to give the Optimus Bold 1 to extend further into my attack flips to get the energy pack. So no excuse for that. That was definitely a misplay on my part. But I did kill the Lionizer, and I do have a secret action set, which he does know is in hostilities. So this would have been a better in hostilities turn, or excuse me, a better counter espionage turn, because he knows exactly what it is. But he doesn't know that I'm going to hit a secret action of Optimus effect, so it is what it is. Nonetheless, Fangry's coming in with 5 bold 7. You heard that right. 5 bold 7. Now he only gets 1 attack. Prime's definitely not gonna die. Now here he tries to Peace through Tyranny, and I have to remind him that he could play Peace through Tyranny, but 2 things need to happen. It's a may effect, so you may KO a character, but the character has to be 6 stars or higher. So he tried to KO his Vanguard. That would be ridiculous, and Peace through Tyranny would definitely be banned if it could just KO pretty much any character, you know, 5 stars or whatever. Yeah, so he would have to KO his Demolisher at this point, and that's losing a lot of value if he were to KO his Demolisher here, because he still does have 6 health, so he could probably still get another attack out of it. So I didn't recommend him playing it. You know, I mean, like I said, he could play it if he wants to, but now see, this would be a point in a tournament where card laid, card played. If he didn't take his hand off of it, I would, you know, wouldn't mind him taking it back. But like in that situation in the tournament, I'd be like, I mean, card laid, card played. You know, it's a May effect, so you play the card, but you just don't get an effect, or you can play it and, you know, KO one of your characters. But we're just laid back, and of course this is a non-tournament setting, so it's all good. So he's gonna play Rock Toss on, looks like Optimus, and he's gonna get a giant attack into Optimus. Let's see how much I take here. Looks like I have 4 damage on me currently. I guess did I only take 4? Oh yeah, I only took 4 because of the in-hostility. So okay, so or I should only take 5. Yeah, it should be 5 because of in-hostilities. The most he can get is 5 damage, because since all of his oranges are blue this turn, his black still will scale up, and the black icons will match his attack, and they're still at least doing 5 Pierce 5, which is still pretty strong. Now he does have the Vanguard untapped, but he was just he didn't mean to untap it. It's no big deal. I mean, at first I thought he still had another attack. I think I even said, hey, you have another attack. But no, he actually doesn't, because all of his characters were tapped. When he goes first, he only gets one big attack on me. When I go first, he gets 2 big attacks on me. So in all seriousness, I should probably always go second for that fact alone. And that's why in the tournament, I also went second as well. Yes, he gets a giant attack on my guy, but yeah, I wasn't worried about it when he goes second, because like I said, all I have to do is fend off a giant barrage / Fangry attack. So I'm going to draw 2 for Pocket Processor. Now, this is where Prime really starts to get in the groove of things. Now, this can necessarily go for any deck, but so Prime especially uses the Pocket Processor well, because he can fit other utilities in that slot. It's not like you have your main guy and you put Pocket Processor on him and then you can't put anything else on him. Prime can also hold this Matrix Leadership that you see here. And so this turn is rather important, because this is one of those turns where I really need to kill somebody. Because if Night Racer cannot kill the Vanguard or even the Demolisher, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. So, and I'm probably not going to go in with the Prime, but we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, so I'm going to play Enforcement Batons, the card you guys knew I had in my hand to get rid of the Saber. So I'm sitting at, oh, okay, I ended up taking the Matrix Leadership back. So we're 1 for 1 on takebacks. So we both took back a card, and so I'm at 5 attack. 5 on the Vanguard should kill it, barring that he doesn't flip any tripwires, which would be ridiculous. Even if he flipped 1 tripwire, I think I would still get it, though, right? Vanguard has 2 defense now, so 2 defense is my 5, yeah. Oh, so even if he flipped a blue, I would still kill it. So it's going to put the, excuse me, Ballistic Armor on Fangry again. Fangry has 1 damage on it, but that 4 defense is going to take a while for me to get to it. But what's nice about this situation, why I needed to kill that Vanguard, is because now he's in a situation where he has to attack one of his best characters again, and hopefully Prime can take care of it next turn. Now he's probably going to attack with the Demolisher again, just because Fangry is going to get the most value out of his effect by attacking a character that has more stars than him. Because keep in mind, he only has bold 1 if he's attacking against anything that's 7 stars or lower. If he's attacking anything that's 8 stars or higher, he will have his bold 2 as well, being bold 3 total. So no action or upgrade this turn. So and I remember a couple turns, last game where he didn't play an action and upgrade, and then I got blown out by Nitro Booster, or just got blown out by Heated Battle or whatever. So I'm kind of cautious that he didn't play an action and upgrade. Sometimes when some decks don't play an action and upgrade, you feel good, because it's like, oh man, their hand must be clogged and it's bad. And then sometimes they have like these ridiculous power plays and waiting for the right time to use them. So won't be surprised if he does play a Heated Battle on me next turn. So, looking like this Nova's Blaster is looking really good to potentially get. If I have at least 10 attack, 10 actually still won't kill the Demolisher. I actually need an Energon Axe at this point. Energon Axe will give me the magic number to get over the Demolisher, barring me not flipping an orange. So if I were to flip an orange, then I'd be good. So Nova's Blaster is still not going to be enough here. Going to leave the Demolisher at 1, and I can't use burn damage on it. That Hollow Matter Projector is really putting in work for Dave. Took a decent minute to decide here if I wanted to get rid of my Matrix. I guess the cards in my hand were really good for the Nobles Blaster, but I'm going to value Prime being at 10 on his own more than passing the Pierce 1 to the +1 and Pierce 1 to the Night Racer. And plus, she might die on this next turn. Well, I take that back. She won't die, because there's no way Fangry's not going into Prime. It's definitely going to need to. Well, I'm not going to say no way, but probably should go into Prime. At the same time, Night Racer, if he attacked Night Racer, I wouldn't blame him, because on my next turn, like if I... Nope, that wouldn't matter here either, because if I attack Demolisher now and then Fangry attacks Night Racer, yeah, on my next turn, Prime could definitely just kill Demolisher and get 2 attacks into it. So, see what I end up deciding to do here. So we're flipping Prime back to bot mode, definitely where we want to be to try to hit some type of upgrade. Sparring gear is probably not ideal, but at least something, so... Gonna play a reprocess the Arm Hovercraft, and heal 2, and then since that was gonna end up being a solid play because I have the Nobles Blaster to play. I'm hoping I'm playing the Nobles, okay. Because otherwise, if I was gonna play another upgrade, probably, I won't say it wouldn't make sense, but. So going in with 10 into Demolisher, and I really need to hit an orange here, and instead I hit 4 whites. 4 whites. So the Demolisher will live at 1. Normally the white is really good and exciting, or for, for the Galaxy player to hit, because normally the white helps you extend into, like, your deck's mostly blue, so you flip like blue white, then you have 2 more flips to hopefully hit an orange, because most of your flips are normally just 2 flips. But that was super unfortunate. That was 2 looks like a mission briefing, Paralyzo box, and I forgot the other 2. But keep in mind the secret dealings. I scratched I proxied mission briefing over those. And again, mission briefing is a white-green secret action, or excuse me, white-green action that reads draw 1 card for each character you have in bot mode. So a deck I do plan on trying to play soon is Blaster, because Blaster, he deploys the cassettes out in bot mode. So you can draw like 3 cards, 3 plus, twice at least throughout the game off of that. And then with Fire Drive drawing you a card as well, you're definitely sitting pretty with a whole bunch of cards in your hand for when the Fire Drive becomes the weapon, and then be able to discard a lot more cards than usual to pump out your Blaster or whoever you put it on. Okay, so Dave actually decides to Peace Through Tyranny his Demolisher. Being that he's not going to get another attack out of it, he'd rather get 2 attacks out of the Fangry. Now, he only has bold 3, 5 bold 3 with the Fangry, and I'm not really too worried about him taking Optimus out in 2 hits, actually. And what he's actually going to end up having to do is potentially attack my Night Racer next turn, because Night Racer can actually get some value and get some damage in on the Fangry. And just in general, just having another body on the board is just potentially pretty good. So he's going to have, looks like 7 Pierce 5, looks like, right? Yeah, no, 7 Pierce 4. Okay, 7 Pierce 4. So, and then he gets a second turn, but him only having 1 character is where this is kind of definitely going to be interesting. So, I mean, I don't know what's in his hand either. He could have that the Peace of Tyranny was his action for the turn, so who knows? He could have a heated battle and something to really just knock me out next turn, because I don't have any energy packs on, so a third of my health is gone. So again, I'm still not 100% worried, and I'm telling you as I'm thinking as I was playing the game at this point in time. But now, he's in a position where he potentially actually needs to go kill my Night Racer, and because Night Racer can actually get some decent value. So he's going to try to tripwire my Night Racer, and I take the 1 and tap it. But then he quickly realized that, well, if you tripwire a character, you still have to attack it anyway. Tripwire is really good in those situations. Like, it's good against these type of decks, but in this situation, it's not as good, because he can just go simply attack it and kill it anyway, and then save that 1 damage on the tripwire for Prime, because it's a blue zap at worst. Like, you still just do 1 damage to an enemy, and then there's a period after that. There's 2 sentences in that text box. It says do 1 damage to an enemy, period, and then if it has 5 stars or fewer, tap it. So you can just again save that as a 1-star or a blue zap for later in the game against Prime. So ended up letting him take it back, no big deal. These are all new cards too, so sometimes it's like interaction. It's like sometimes you literally have to see a thing done to be like, oh wow, that was not smart, or things like that. And I know, like, I've done that plenty of times when it comes to new cards. Like, it's like I can theory all I want and have all these cool ideas in my head, and then as soon as I go play the cards or I go play the sequences or go do whatever, I'm like, wait, that's real stupid. Like, sometimes just takes a visual. So again, he's gonna have to attack my Night Racer, because he can get some value, especially if I get another Matrix. If I can get another Matrix leadership on the Night Racer, that'll definitely have some solid values. So I'm thinking he's going to attack a Night Racer here, and looks like, yeah, there's definitely going to be enough. I only have 1 defense, and she only has 2 health, so keep in mind, Fangry only gets the bold 1 because Fangry's attacking down. 7 stars to 5 stars, so. And he doesn't have a process there, so reprocess is probably something he should definitely grab if I do end up getting a energy pack. So he decides not to get the reprocess, which I definitely think he should have got, but then again, who am I to know what's in his hand? He probably has some powerful stuff in his hand. So right here, I really would like to kill Fangry, but that's probably not happening. There's no combination of cards I could think of that would kill the Fangry here. He has 4 defense and 10, I need to do 14. So I would need like Energon Axe, Leap into Battle, which I probably don't have. I don't think I've played an Energon Axe in anybody this game. I'm only playing 1 Energon Axe in this build because I'm playing the Arm Hovercrafts. So without the Hovercrafts, I would definitely be playing 2 Energon Axe. But I don't know. Maybe I don't need the direct damage as much, but I do like I think I'm only playing 2. So we'll see how important they are, because I think the tripwires might be all I really need, to be honest with you, and like just like play 1 hovercraft and 2 Energon Axe, because Energon Axe scales up so high, and like just that pierce, and like just it's one of the best weapons in the game. Like, of course, grenade launcher and Energon Axe still being the top 2 weapons in the game, in my opinion. And each obviously in their own right. Orange having grenade being their best weapon, and blue having Energon Axe being their best weapon. They have not been power crept yet. Although they're sneaking it though. They're like Fusion Boar sneaking to, be kind of like Energon Axe, and then you got RR Disruptive Blade is kind of like a grenade launcher, and I guess RR Blade is probably like more like Energon Axe, I guess, and Paralyzo Box is kind of like quote unquote power crept grenade launcher, because you can just grab it off of a green flip when you have a range character. I won't say power crept, but similar. So I do have the leap into battle, and not only do I flip not only do I have, what was that, 10, I have 13, I have 14, which actually gets there. So that was actually pretty sick, having the leap into battle. And not only did I get the 14, but I hit a energy pack in order to get the 14. So this game is clearly over. Definitely not going to be able to get, even if he had Nitro Booster Supercharged this time, which would actually be crazy if he had that again, I don't think he'll be able to get through 18 damage or 18 health. There's just no way, because I have 25 health total minus the 7 from the damage I have on him. I have 18 left, so he's gonna flip a whole bunch of cards. We're just going through the motions here, just to kind of see where his attack would be. Looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pierce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pierce 6, I think. So still pretty scary, a pretty scary attack. But I'm gonna take that damage, and then of course just swing for the fences home on Parsec. Parsec's not gonna live any attack ever against anything. So we're gonna be moving on to game 3 here shortly. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed that game 2. I know you guys are waiting for game 3. There's an exciting game 3 to come. It's another, actually a rather long one, like game 1. This game was, of course, a lot, like just about half the time that the other game was. So be expecting that game to be coming very soon. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Let me know down in the comment section below, again, who you got for this game 3. You got the Orange Black Pierce, you got the Big Daddy General Optimus Prime. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. You guys had a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. DefTF heading out. Peace. Warrior.